you guys similar or polar opposites?
Both.
Both.
So do you think that, does it work, a partnership where each person is exactly like the other person? Or do you think each of you have your own strengths, maybe not weaknesses, but things that are maybe lacking that
Definitely.
both of you make up for? And that's why it works so well?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think in any relationship, if it's a good relationship, you're relying on that other person to bring something to the table that's not only going to allow you to grow, but they're bringing something that is going to allow you to allow them to grow as well. So I think our relationship definitely shares a lot of similarities, but there are very drastic differences as well. Creatively, intellectually, like you have very different interests than I do, and I mean, all different. I mean, I don't know. It's endless. I think yes, we're very different, but we're very similar. And for whatever reason, it worked out very well for this film, and we get along very well, which
that's great. Yeah,
helps.
That's good to have on set. But so how did that help on set? Because like, what are some things that maybe you wouldn't always get, but Joe would, like, how would you kind of,
I think,
be the yin and yang?
Yeah.
I think I'm very unrealistic, especially with vision at times. I think I'm a deluded optimist, so or a deluded realist at times. So I think I could say like, okay, what I'm thinking is we're gonna want this, and then they're gonna come in, and even though it might sound cool, or to me, probably not to other people, but Joe will listen and entertain everything, and be like, okay, I think I see where you're going. This is what realistically
we can do. This is what we can do.
And then I'm like, okay, and then he brings me back down, and then I come up with another idea to go in there, and to work within those perimeters and parameters, and then it's a mutual. He brings such a different type of creativity, and as do I, and we're both, I think, very responsible, but also very much like having fun. And
I think that shows in the soundtrack a lot, actually. Just kind of going through, and a lot of different styles in there, and that's kind of representative of that difference, I think.
Yeah, because we improvise. I mean, there were a couple songs that weren't improvised, but other than that, 90% of it, 90+% of it, the gross majority of the film was improvised by Brandon Marshall, Ashley Joe, and myself. The soundtrack,
which
turned out great.
Yeah.
So for choosing a partner, a creative partner, if someone were to come to you, what would you say to them? Have known them for years, or even if you don't, what if you?
Yeah, it's got to be somebody that you can be bluntly honest with. You cannot have somebody where you have to beat around the bush. I'll be like, you're full of shit. This is not going to happen.
Right.
So, or the opposite of that. This is awesome, or we should do this tomorrow, or you're being crazy right now.
Actually, I think that reason right there is the reason why we work so well together. Is that we can be honest. We can say, you're absolutely insane for thinking what you're thinking, or to trying to pull off what you're thinking, or I think you're an idiot, or or whatever.
But not hurtful.
But I mean, we can say whatever we want to say to each other, and we will move in a direction that will ultimately provide some type of resolve.
You both have to have a very strong belief in a shared goal too. I mean, obviously that's what you're looking for in a partner anyway, but you have to have an equal amount of gusto, I guess, for getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
So not being afraid to hurt each other's feelings. I mean, not trying to be mean on
You're not trying
I mean, you can always be tactful, but you don't. I mean, you be bluntly honest too.
Yeah, you're not trying to be malicious. I'm not saying somebody that you can be malicious with, but you have to be honest in a situation like that where there's so much at stake. If you're not, you're gonna miss out creatively or professionally. I feel
everybody's really afraid of hurting each other's feelings these days.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's nice to be able to speak plainly.